like to introduce this workshop. As you can see, the theme this week is God Explanatory, but let me give you a little background on where we're coming from in organizing this particular workshop. So we have a project which is trying to develop the connections between philosophy and cosmology. And it involves philosophers of science and cosmologists at Oxford and at Cambridge. And we have a grant from the Templeton Foundation to do this for 3 years. And the philosophers involved are Simon Saunders and David Wallace here, Jeremy Butterfield at Cambridge, and John Barrow at Oxford, and myself here at John Barrow at Cambridge, myself here at Oxford. Okay, so what we're trying to do is set up a framework, really, a dialogue, I suppose, and because there are so many questions in both fields that need expertise from the other field to fully comprehend, really, as well as address. And so we've already had one mini lecture series on the arrow of time, and the program for the next couple of years is indicated here. We're going to cover things like infinities in cosmologies, issues of what happened before the Big Bang, quantum cosmology, the multiverse and fine-tuning aspects, the constants of nature, the nature of time. This, which is our second mini lecture series, we're delighted to have speakers from a wide range of backgrounds. You'll hear more about these in a moment, but we have philosophers of science, Lara Buchak, John Hawthorne. We have cosmologists and astrophysicists, Sean Carroll and Bill Stoger, with somewhat different views on the issues of this particular theme. And Keith Ward will be giving a talk as from a theologian's point of view at the tomorrow evening. Okay, so I just want to make two remarks about the philosophers who dabble in cosmology and the cosmologists who dabble in what you might call philosophy. So first, the philosophers. So sometimes, it's one can make progress in these fields, or one knows almost nothing, by writing fiction. So I'm going to give you an example of a work of fiction by a philosopher, Rebecca Neuberger Goldstein, who, I don't know if you've seen this book, it's a remarkable story, really, and part of it is she develops 36 arguments for the existence of God. And here, for example, the first 18, and we may hear about some of these. And I should say that she's approaching this from a totally neutral view. She gives the pros and the cons, and from her point of view, all are actually flawed, but this is for debate, obviously. And you can see one has all sorts of intriguing questions here, and consciousness to cosmology to some of the topics we'll be developing in the next 2 days. And here are another 18 arguments, and so on. So it's fascinating. And I think this is, in some sense, typical of what one has to do from the philosopher's point of view, develop all possible avenues of reasoning and explore the relative merits and relative interconnections between them. As far as the cosmologists go, I'm a cosmologist. We tackle problems that are referred to here, such as what happened before the Big Bang, etc. We try to address this with known physical laws and have a bit of a problem. So this is one example of the problem that we come into when a beautiful theory called inflation can explain why the universe is as big as it is, and why space is nearly Euclidean, and why it's so old. But on the other hand, at the basis of the theory, if you try to either explain it to a general audience or even to a physics audience, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it's hand-waving at the basis of this, because there are physics questions that we don't really know the answers to. We have many, many alternatives. And one interesting parallel then between the three themes we're going to be addressing this week is, from physics to philosophy, to cosmology, I think everyone is entitled to have a go at some of these questions, and hopefully some interesting ideas will emerge from this. Anyway, so that's what we're hoping to address. Here is the program for the next 3 days, and I'm going to let Simon Saunders take over as chairman of the session to introduce the first speaker.